Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, tonight things are looking pretty darn good. Everything is rallying up in a big way. That's why I think it's a good time to look at undervalued altcoins that are set to explode. The ones that haven't moved yet, the ones that have a lot of potential, and I plan on looking at all categories, DeFi, NFT, and also the specific ecosystems of Binance Smart Chain, Solana, and Polkadot. So tonight will be a good one. And I've invited my good friend Jim Bean to join me. You know, he hasn't made an appearance for a long time, so hopefully you guys join me. Join me, and let's have a good time. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All right, guys, let's do this. Thanks for joining. A lot of people in the chat. I know you guys are feeling it. I am too, because things are definitely moving in the right direction. I finally got RX Terminal up again. I had some trouble with it, but in case you guys are wondering what that blue logo underneath is, this is RX, and this is a really nice terminal, but sometimes, you know, they're having growing pains. But looking at Bitcoin right now, 55.6, you know, it was as high as 55.7, you know, but it's just creeping upwards, little bit. Here's the thing. When we had that fall from about 59.8, let's just round up, right, to 60,000. When we had that fall, we fell down pretty fast. So what this is looking like is once Bitcoin creeps up to about 57.5, the previous, you know, temporary high, let's just say, I think after we break 57.5, we're going to shoot right back up above 60,000, right? Remember this week, last week of this month, for Bitcoin to rally. And it's early. It's only Tuesday, right? So we still have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday. So we have some ways to go, but we know Bitcoin could move very fast. And right now, it's inching away, and pretty soon we could see something like this, a reversal of this, go like that, right? Things could come on a whim. So I'm looking forward to it. And of course, while Bitcoin is doing its thing, I mean, altcoins are still exploding. Bitcoin dominance now 49.1%. And that's because altcoins are rallying hard. Very hard. That's what she said. Ethereum is at 2,700. $312 billion. When did Ethereum get 300 plus billion, right? Just out of the blue. And you go down the list, man, things are pumping up like crazy. And the almost entire list, everything is in green, double digits. I mean, things are moving very well today, right? So obviously you guys are feeling it. It's pretty darn good. So, but you know, what is there to buy, right? You don't want to chase the gains. I've always said, don't chase the gains. Let the gains come to you. Those of you guys that have been holding and hodling and dollar cost average, every time we go through this, your portfolio somehow comes up a little bit higher, a little bit more green, and possibly a little bit more sats because you're gaining on Bitcoin, right? So congratulations. And I received email. I just received email today about someone saying, hey, you know what, George? I was trading for this entire month trying to, you know, chase the gains. Had I just not done anything and hodled, I would have made more, a lot more. And that's usually true. There's too many people that come in and try to chase the gains or try to trade. And you know what? They may think they're winning, but if you compare it to if you just hodled and not done anything, most of the time you'll realize just by holding, you would have made more. So don't try to chase, you know, let the gains come to you. So yes, I did see Bakery Swap. And they are on fire. Same to Matic. Today, like Polygon and Bakery Swap are like the two most pumped up coins. And I have a theory about Bakery Swap. I don't know about Polygon. They're just a good project. Anyways, okay. With that said, let me pour myself a drink here. Just Mr. Bean here with a splash of Coke and some ice. And by the way, just so you guys know, I am planning a Vegas party. Most likely it's going to be at the Mirage in Vegas, October 16th. So I'm still planning out the details, but I'm getting there. Things are opening up, right? So for those of you guys that are wondering when it is, if you have to plan for it, right, it's probably going to be October 16th, just so you guys know. All right. With that said, oh, that's good. That's good stuff. Much, much better than White Claw. Let's just put it that way. All right. So let's start with DeFi. Okay, I'm just going to go down the list and just look at anything that hasn't moved within the last 7 days specifically. Anything that's still in the red or down significantly, that's a good project. Most likely their turn is coming next. Speedy, only if you bring your own spouse or significant other. And maybe the CERN Labs girls will be there. Maybe. And maybe Chris Larson will be there too. All right. So looking at this list, let's go down with DeFi. Okay. Right now, obviously, not only 24 hours, but you look at 7 days. 7 days. I mean, they're tremendous gains. Tremendous gains. And for the most part, they're well deserving. David, thank you for that. Uniswap, great. And you look at this list. What stands out right away? Right? Chainlink. Chainlink stands out. Even though they're a big cap, even though they're at $16 billion, obviously when everything else in the DeFi category is up 30% and they're still down 3%, you know that's coming. Right? So Chainlink, I think it's very obvious at this point. They have not moved. They have actually declined with the recent drop, Bitcoin drop. And I do think their turn is going to come next. All right, going down this list a little bit. Maker and Aave, a lot of the DeFi has been doing on PancakeSwap. I recently put a ton of money into PancakeSwap, and they're doing pretty good. Avalanche and Thor, I'm not so bullish on. I'm just neutral on. I get what they do, but I'm not that bullish. Their turn could be next too. In crypto, it tends to come in waves, and a lot of good projects, regardless, they're going to get their turn. So Avalanche and Thor may be coming next, but what I'm eyeing next is really the graph. I'm a big fan of the graph. I think they're almost like Chainlink. They're a necessity for DeFi projects in terms of creating APIs, and they're really good at it. And they're cross-chain now too. So only 3% for the week. I think they could be a prime target too to be pumping in the near future. So I do like the graph quite a lot. A lot of people ask me about Phantom. They're doing very well. I think they're following the footsteps of Polygon today. Today is it's like a pretty good day, but for layer 2s, they're really, really good. What else do going down the list, what else? I get asked about, UMA, reserve rights, REN. These are ones that people talk about constantly, but I'm just not bullish on them. So I'm going to glance over them. Another one I'm very bullish on that I think is very, very, very undervalued is Venus. Venus is the maker DAO. It's the maker DAO of Binance Smart Chain. And if you look at their total locked-in value, it's enormous. We're talking about like $5-6 billion. In fact, I don't have to guess. I could just load it up for you guys. Yeah, $5 billion locked in, yet they're still under $1 billion. They're the biggest lending play on all Binance Smart Chain. So I think they're tremendously undervalued, especially they're down for the week. So that tells you something. Going down the list, I think Origin Protocol could do much better. CERN, part of Solana System, they have pumped up quite a bit recently. And going down here, anything else that really stands out that I like? Not really. These are all about right. Bakery token, I'll get to that in a little bit when we go to Binance Smart Chain Ecosystem. Radium, also Solana's ecosystem, they're doing really well. I looked at Keep Network recently. They're undervalued, and a lot of investment companies are invested in them, but I don't know. I'm just neutral on them. Okay. So out of this list, I really like Venus. I really like Chainlink, the graph, right? And I do think Avalanche and Thor, even though I'm neutral on them, I think they could it could be their turn soon because they simply haven't moved. Jane asked, should I sell my XRP and move into something else? You have to decide that. Although I think it's irresponsible not to have some XRP in your portfolio at this point. Is it true that you'll be doing video about diamond hand degens? No, that's not true. Check out. No, I'm not going to check that. Stop asking me about these shit coins, guys. I'm just going to start ignoring you guys now. All right, now let's move to NFTs. Now, quite honestly, if you look at the list for NFTs, there's not that many double-digit gains, especially for 7 weeks, right? Well, not 7 weeks, 7 days. And no, I'm not drunk yet. Data, obviously, down 2% for the week. I think a prime target. They're a big cap, but still, I think they're just, it's really wise to load up on Data. They're a decentralized streaming platform. It's just miles ahead of everyone else. And also, a lot of these NFT plays, especially these top 3 right here, actually, you could argue like top 4. Chile's, Decentraland, Engine, you can see they're barely up. They're not even double digits for the week, right? So I think they're all undervalued. Same thing with Flow in negative territory. They're definitely undervalued. Thoughts on Card Starter announced? Yeah, I saw that. I saw Card Starter. But until they're done, I can't really be excited about them. So, yeah, moving down, Ecomi. Ecomi is another one that's barely double digits, so I think they're undervalued right now. Luxo, definitely. Gala fell down enormously, and same thing Eternity. I'm not so bullish on Eternity. I think Gala has potential because it's created by Zanga co-founder. Chromia, Terra Virtua. I mean, these guys, they just have not been doing that well, and I think they could. Rarible, that's the one that is NFT marketplace for Binance Smart Chain, right? They're not doing so hot right now either. So NFTs overall have been a lot weaker than the highs from a few weeks ago, right? It could turn around. Like right now, you can see when under DeFi, so many movers, right? DeFi is definitely here to stay. NFTs, on the other hand, I think it's a little too saturated, but of course, it could come back. All right, so that's a DeFi and NFTs. What else? Let's look at the Polkadot ecosystem. I love how CMC breaks it up into ecosystems now. So this is really, really nice to just kind of get a quick glance. Okay, you look at Polkadot's ecosystem. Already talked about Chainlink. Polkadot itself is very undervalued right now. People ask me about Polkadot. It has not been moving. It really, literally has not been moving. Versus all the other big caps, it has stayed steady. And quite honestly, I don't know why. I think they should be. And I think their turn will come. So even starting with number 8, Polkadot, I think their turn will come. I talked about Chainlink already. Even Kusama, sister chain Polkadot, is doing well. Ontology, I don't know. I just don't know what they're doing. Out of this list, 0x, Anchor, Ren. I'm kind of neutral, though out of these 3, I like Anchor a little bit more. Seller, another layer 2. See, layer 2s are really hot right now. Linear, Sora, the Japanese samurai CEO. They're actually doing pretty well. You know what? I'm not big on any of these, really. Not really big on any of these. 2 questions. Is it safe to land on KuCoin? Yes. And what are your thoughts on Wave? I don't know about Wave. Piss Trooper, thoughts on B Pro? I've been holding a million token for a while. Love your input. I think you just got to give them time. Eventually they're going to turn around. They kind of shot up a little bit too quick, but I think they will come around. Yeah, I don't. Going down this list, there's really nothing that I really, really like that I think is undervalued. I think for the Polkadot ecosystem, the best value, the most undervalued in the Polkadot ecosystem is Polkadot itself. I think that's the one that has not moved in the big cap, and they're probably set to move pretty soon. All right, so that's Polkadot ecosystem. Now let's do Binance. Binance ecosystem. Well, right now, just starting at the top, Binance is obviously undervalued right now, right? Orion Protocol. I like Orion. I'm set to release an interview with them. I should have done it already last week. I will do so this week. I will warn you guys, that interview is a little hard to understand because of the language barrier, but still, you'll learn a thing or two. Loop Ring, yeah, so. Found you on Crypto Banter. You rock. I appreciate it. Holochain, Holochain. I think it's interesting. I think it's promising. I need to do more research on them, but I know promising DAG, smart contract play. They have some DeFi, and they have their own decentralized storage, where you could pay for it. So pretty good. All right. So in the Binance ecosystem, I think number one is Binance. They're down 1% for a week, although they're still like closing in at 600, right? So you can't complain about that. But still, I think they're undervalued right now. Kind of like Polkadot. PancakeSwap has been doing really well. What else is there? I talked about Venus already. I've never been a big fan of Dodo, but they're like a PMM instead of a AMM, but they're in that same space. What else is there? Bakery Token. You know what? I was just thinking about Bakery Token this morning. I'm like, you know what? PancakeSwap has been doing so well. What about Bakery Swap? Here's a surprise about Bakery Swap. If you look at them, they're all about NFTs now, because right now there's no good NFT play on Binance Smart Chain. And Bakery Swap, this was one of their biggest advantages, that they have a more extensive NFT marketplace than PancakeSwap. And if you look at them, that's what they're catering to now. You go to their front page, you get to see all these NFTs right away, right? So they're kind of, distancing themselves away from PancakeSwap. I think this is the right thing to do. And they have all these game boxes and stuff like that. So Bakery Swap, if they continue down this road, I mean, obviously don't get in right now because they pumped up 100%, but they could be much higher because they're only at 500. So I like them a lot. Other ones, like Pancake Bunny, that's part of the PancakeSwap ecosystem. Vi is from, that's a stable coin. Trust Wallet, LTO Network, though they're not really Binance ecosystem, but I still like them. I don't hear many people talk about them. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot down here. I would say like the ones that I've talked about so far. I think Binance Coin itself, PancakeSwap, even though it's not down, I still believe in them quite a bit. Venus is another one. Also, if you look at Bakery Swap, though they're too high right now. But yeah, I like those the most. SafePal is kind of like involved with the wallet, which could be good. Trust Wallet, of course, involved with the wallet. Yeah, so there you go for Pancakes. I'm missing. You guys are sending too many super chats, although I shouldn't be complaining about that. Versity is doing well. I think they're, my personal opinion, I think people are overvaluing them based on what they can do with their plugin. Although they are getting into esports, they're trying to get, be more than just a plugin that counts views, right? So, I mean, they have been doing well for me. I don't know. I still like plays like Theta better. But you know what? Maybe they can grow into something much better. Margin Swap, they're coming to BCS soon. Just launched beta. It's a cross-margin DEX. Okay. Well, they could be good. Never heard of them. I mean, there's a lot of DEX plays. For most part, these new kind of DEXs, cross-chain DEXs, cross-chain leverage DEXs, cross-chain yield farming, compound yield farming. There's so many. I can't tell what will become a market leader and whatnot anymore. Haven't heard much about Litecoin. You think they're falling behind or they're Bitcoin Silver? I think they're just not good. That's why they're falling behind. They're not good as a store of value. They're not good as a payment system. They're second. So why not buy the first over the second, right? Go with Bitcoin instead of Litecoin. SP is asking MDEX. Yes. You know, I have looked at MDEX. I looked at it recently. It's one of those dexes that just, you know, not a lot of people talking about it until recently. I don't know if just people just trying to shill it. But it has done pretty well. And I have looked at it, although I just don't know what separates it right now, right? You know, they kind of look like everything else out there. They kind of look like everything else out there. But you know what? Since they have the liquidity, you know, $2.5 billion locked in, that's a lot. That's saying a lot, right? So yeah, maybe they could be good. I just, you know what? I never really paid attention to them, but if you look at it, they have a swap, they pool. Of course, you could provide liquidity, you could trade, and they have a bridge and chart and news. They're all over the place. So could be good. Could be good. Where are they again? Are they on Binance? Oh, okay. This is what's holding them back. They're not on Binance. They're not on KuCoin. So, yeah, these exchanges just go hold them back. That's why they haven't moved, honestly. If they were on KuCoin or Binance, they would probably be triple the price. Who knows? Maybe it's coming. Maybe it's coming. All right, lastly, you guys are sending too many super chats without me finishing here. UBX. I have looked at UBX before. Wasn't that thrilled, but I'll look at it again. Lastly, let's look at Solana's ecosystem. Solana, I'm a big believer of Solana. Put a lot of money into them. But if you look at this ecosystem, man, they are blowing up. And mostly because most of them are invested by Alameda Research. So Solana, obviously, today is down, but you know, I think they're going to come back and go much higher, but they're up 43% for this week. Terra is coming back in a full force. You know, I love them. 8 billion, 7 billion. I talked about Graph, Arweave. You know, I think they're the best decentralized storage out there right now. Serum is a DeFi play. I mean, all these are doing really well. Kin is right on top of them. You know, Kin is for the Kick app. You got Radium, which is also like a DeFi play. That's killing it. Audius is coming up. I think Audius could be a really good play because they're down. Decentralized Spotify. Oxygen also is a DeFi play. Alameda put 40 million into Oxygen, and their leader looks pretty good. But they're like more like providing leverage for DEXs, which is kind of iffy, but still necessary. I think Oxygen could also be a very good play. Maps is also something, you know, they're trying to map out, like kind of come out the decentralized Google Maps with more incentives to share things. So there's a lot in the Solana ecosystem, but you could see most of them have pumped up quite a bit. So I don't know if they're undervalued, but from that perspective, but some of these are such low cap, they could be very good plays. They could be very good plays. All right. So that's pretty much it. You know, I just want to go through DeFi, NFT, Polkadot, Binance Smart Chain, Solana. Obviously, today is pretty good. A lot of things are pumping, but still, there's a lot that haven't. So, Aaron, you did your research at MDX. That's what's up. FOMO into Solana. Thanks to you. Well, good. And thanks for that big super chat. I think Solana is just killing it. They're killing it right now, right? And there's, like I've always said, it takes a long time. It takes a tremendously long time and tremendous amount of followers and buyers and holders to get something into a big cap. And once it's there, it usually stays. And it usually does really well afterwards. So MDX, I have to do more research. Though MDX, you know, they have the traction. They definitely have the traction, right? There's a ton of locked-in value, but what's holding them back, I think, is the exchanges. But who knows? Maybe they will get added on a better exchange, and they'll probably pump them up quite a bit. All right, someone asked about UBX. I have looked at UBX before. I think. Maybe not. Well, they certainly came down. See, this is what kind of B Pro looks like. Like it came down quite a bit, but I think it's going to come up again. They're on KuCoin. Yeah, I've looked at this. A lot of people seem to be very, very, very bullish on UBX or UBX. I don't even know how to say it, UBX or UBX or whatever. They're kind of like just an all-in-one thing, like a blockchain full of DeFi stuff, you know, with their wallet and a whole bunch of other stuff in there. Again, it could be good, but I don't know what makes it stand out. I don't know what makes it stand out. There seems to be a lot of people asking about it, so it does have a good following, but I don't know what makes it stand out. That's the thing. So, one of those projects that's on the maybe list that I did not get to yet. Eureka adds copyrights to the blockchain. Yeah, I looked at that before. I just don't think that's gonna work. No one's that's not gonna probably hold in court anyways, and it just doesn't really fascinate me. Things in the blockchain world are supposed to be open source, right? Yeah, this is about like a code stack to help people build. It's okay. It's an okay idea. Okay idea. They're on Uniswap. Looks like Placeholder Ventures and Fabric Ventures invested in them. I think they're an okay idea, but still obviously very small. Look at this volume. Only 1 million trading volume in the last 24 hours. That's very, very small. So not many people are paying attention to them right now. Smash the likes. Yes, smash the likes, guys. Can you shout out to Tony in Broomfield and John in Padasaka? Okay. Hello, Tony and John. Welcome. Happy birthday, whatever the occasion may be. Liquidity. They offer 0% interest loans, no term limits, with only 110 collateral using ETH. Okay. That sounds kind of, to be honest, like a disaster waiting to happen. You know, most projects around require you to put, you know, a decent amount of collateral in case there's like a downfall or something, right? And there's a project that is offering 0% interest, so they're enticing you to take out a loan with very, very little collateral. I don't know. 110%, I guess, is not that small. It's more than double, right? So, okay. Anyways, I still don't like it because most people will get a loan and they buy more crypto with it, and then they could wreck themselves. So, not really good. You mentioned Morpheus Network yesterday. Have you had the opportunity to dive deeper? Morpheus Network is actually a sponsor of mine. So they're in the supply chain space. They have a SaaS platform, and they have a whole lot of things going for them. Like right now, their biggest one that I talked about was, you know, they got added on to some, not added on. They applied for some kind of like blockchain kind of competition for this big company in the storage container space, and they track a lot of shipping, right, from different countries, different ships, and all this stuff. And they're looking for a project that really helps them track everything, the logistics and movement and everything. So Morpheus got into that, but outside of that, they're in a lot of things. So over time, I'm gonna bring up more things about Morpheus. So no worries, but they do look pretty promising, especially their SaaS platform. Super Mario just joined Patreon. Welcome. Yeah, you know, I try to keep up with Patreon, bring more exclusive content, but really it's all about collaboration. There's a private Discord chat, a whole bunch of guys that's looking to learn and collaborate and talk and just have a good time. And I'm really proud of it. And plus, you know, the big ballers in Patreon get a discount to Vegas when it, you know, and I'm planning for that. That will come later this year. In Peninsula Exodus wallet, I'm staking Solana at 10.59 with Exodus. Exodus seems okay. I've used them before. You know, they don't really have a layer 2 solution, but at least they allow you to connect directly to your hardware wallet, so that kind of solves that. So, and they're pretty friendly to use. They're very friendly to use. FOMO Labs is a new NFT play on Binance Smart Chain. You can find them on CoinGecko. I hate that name. FOMO Labs. All right. So I'll take your word for it. Refinable today was listing, but seems like a scam. Why was it a scam? I just saw it listed. Refinable. Here we go. Fine. I heard some people complain about it. What happened? You know, there's a lot of hype about Refinable. You know, supposedly Mr. Beast invested in it. I tried to contact Mr. Beast. He did not want to talk to me about it. So I don't know what happened. You know, you tell me. You tell me. Nearing 1 million donated to charity before its first 2 weeks. Munch. Yeah, this is a project that no one talks about. I'm assuming, Damien, you're part of the team. So you're making it sound like this is you know, a lot of people know about this project, but I don't think anyone knows about this project. Bite back on Munch. Fees are donated, locked liquidity, fees are distributed, okay. It's a cost of support. I'm going to be honest. You know, I'm going to be 100% honest. You know, projects like this, in my opinion, at first glance, is a project that is made to look good, but I don't know if that's really their intention. I really don't. Especially if it's a project that's focused on cause, right? There's too much of this going on right here. Fees are distributed. Earn passive income with 5% of each transaction. You know, if this is really just a project that's for a cause, as someone that's a backer, why would you expect to earn passive income from it? You're really doing it to help others, right? So this actually stands out right here. That doesn't sit well with me on a project like this. And what does it have to do with donuts? It has nothing to do with donuts. So this project, I don't know. Those are red flags to me. Those are a lot of red flags right there. And I'm pretty sure you're part of the team. Haven, algorithmic stablecoin with complete privacy. I'm not sure that's a good thing with complete privacy, because I do think exchanges will delist any coin that has privacy features because they can't track it. So, I mean, governments can't track it, so they'll force exchanges to list it. So I'm not sure that's actually a good thing. Just to look at it. Yeah, private money. An offshore bank without banks. See, that just sounds real. That's the kind of stuff that the SEC and CFTC and any other place that's trying to stop money laundering, that's a big red flag to them. So I'm going to say no. So Abdul asks, hey, I've been looking into Varsity and can't seem to justify their use of crypto. Can you shed some light? I mean, that could be 100% right. I have not looked into them well enough to know why Varsity is actually needed. I'm sure it could be like a governance token or some kind of reward mechanism for watching videos, something like that. But their overall premise just isn't that appealing to me. So I don't know. All right. Thoughts on one being undervalued? I think Harmony is very undervalued. They have really stopped and they have come down quite a bit. But now you can see they start coming back up again. I mean, Harmony was just oversold. I think they have fantastic projects, fantastic leader. So I think they're going to do very well, very well. Polka Foundry Ray. I don't think this is getting any traction. There's zero traction, Ray. I hate to say this, but I've seen some of your work on Twitter before. You seem to be very into like pumping up some of these shit coins. So that may be your next one. So I hate to say it, but they do not look good. LR, thank you. Jose, thoughts on BTT? You know, they've been pumping up quite a bit, but I just don't know what Justin is doing with BTT. You know, the Tron ecosystem is kind of messed up. You know, there's no grand plan. No one knows what's going on. You know, that's the problem. Anchor, Amira from Terra. I mean, they're great use cases for Terra. You know, Terra stablecoin, it's a stablecoin, but you have to use them on Anchor to create synthetic things. And Mirror, I may have that backwards. Mirror is maybe synthetic, and Anchor is for lending. So I love the fact that Terra created apps and projects that utilize a stablecoin. Although I don't know if they really needed their own coin. They could have just used a Terra stablecoin, but I think it's more good for Terra than anything else. Bills Mafia. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Anything else? Last question. Perp coin. I'm not even gonna look at that. Any life left for DAI or ShopX? Well, ShopX, you know, they need to prove themselves. A little too much hype. David asks, check Happy Coin. Happy donates money for mental health. They first did 20, okay. So again, David, I can't tell if that's really happening because I'm very, very suspicious of good cause projects in crypto. It just doesn't seem like that's the real thing. I just don't think that's why they got into it. I just don't think so. Until they prove me otherwise. Is this it? This is not even for donations. This is just for like some payment stuff. I don't know. What am I buying? I bought a lot recently. Right now I'm just holding. Nope, I have not seen it. Thoughts on Litecoin? Go Bitcoin instead. Streamer. I used to support Streamer. They're a data marketplace. I don't know what happened to them. They were like a mini IOTA, and they kind of disappeared. I don't know if they have really gained any traction, but I did like them once upon a time. Yeah, they're still about this, you know, a data marketplace. And they had some big companies involved, like HP and Nokia. I know Nokia is not really a big company anymore, but Ecosystem. Yeah, they got Bosch now. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. I hope they come back. All right, guys, that's it. Loopring, Zilka, I think they have potential. Radex, kind of okay. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to enjoy my drink. Overall, Bitcoin is definitely moving in the right direction. 55.7, okay? If it could break 57.5-ish, I think we're going to be at 60,000. And that could come later today. It could come tomorrow. But today, I mean, this week is futures and options expiration week. We just came off a big dip last week, right? So, I mean, things are going as expected right now, right? So, those of you guys that dollar cost average, you bought the dips and you're holding, you're making out like a bandit and you're doing it right. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I'll see you guys then. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.